Alright, so this is one of the harder concepts to explain, so I hope that this explanation makes sense. What you see behind me are a bunch of cupboards, and those cupboards store information. What I would like you to do is I would like you to imagine your computer and it has a memory card. That memory card stores information. So this is all of the storage information space on your computer. So when you create a variable, you are creating a variable inside of that storage space. So here, it's a little off screen, but you can see we've got our box. The box that I said is a variable. So if we create a variable and we put information into it, our computer goes out to memory, creates that box in memory, and puts the information inside of it. So if I bring this out and I pop it open, I am storing my name as a string inside of this box. And my computer is storing it out in memory. So when I need to reference that variable, my computer goes out to memory, opens up the box, and gets what's inside of it. I've also told you that variables can take up different sizes in space. So you can have numbers, you can have strings, and they take up different amounts of space. So what I've done is I've actually created another variable here. And this variable, I set it equal to an array. When I did so, what it did is it didn't actually put the array there. It created a new variable in memory, and inside that variable, it contained a text that said, "Look next door." So, we close that variable. It's telling me where I can find the array. So if I open up this cupboard, and actually that is way off screen, ta-da! Here's our array that's holding the actual information. The array is in this cupboard, but when the computer needs to access it, it first comes to this cupboard and says, "Hey, where did I put that array again?" And it says, "Next door." Where this becomes a problem is when you want to copy the information in an array. So if I want to copy the information in an array, the array is actually over here, but my computer is looking over here. So if I said, create a second variable, and set it equal to my array, what the computer does is it comes to my array, opens it up, looks inside of it, makes a copy, and now in another folder we have the exact same message that says "Look next door." So now I have three variables in here. One of them is storing a string, and it's just directly storing the information. The other two are storing what we call pointers. They are telling me where my array is located, but they're not actually storing the array. The actual array is still over in this cupboard, storing random information. So, when you copy arrays, you actually have to go through some extra steps. And this actually applies to the next thing we're going to learn about, which is objects, but I wanted to talk about it before we got into it. In the next video, I'll talk about how you do that with code.